Hello Pisces, welcome back to my channel if you're a returning subscriber. If you're new, welcome. I hope you enjoy the reading. Please don't forget to like and share or like and subscribe, as that does help to move the videos around YouTube. Now, for this month, there are a few aspects that are occurring in mutable signs which are aspected to you, normally at right angles or opposite. So the solar eclipse on the 4th of December will be at a right angle to you. Mercury and Chiron is involved in that. So I feel some sort of expression, some sort of expansion, but from an expression point of view, it could be related to news or speaking up or speaking out. Or doing research, but it's also going to help heal something, some repetitive issue or something from the past. I feel that's going to, there's going to be some sort of movement forward on that. Then full moon on 19th December, that's in Gemini, and full moon at 27 degrees, and so that is also at an angle, and Mercury goes retrograde on that day as well, so that will be in Capricorn. So I feel there will be something in the mix there for you as well. Possibly a looking over something again, but it seems to be communication related. Then you move on to Mars. Mars moves into Sagittarius on the 14th of December. So, with the solar eclipse on the 4th of December, also in Sagittarius, there's a strong Sagittarian energy, again at right angles to you, but I feel there will be forward movement in some way, but it's expansive energy, and that will happen on the 14th of December. Then the big news for you, Jupiter moves into Pisces on the 30th of December. So I feel that that will uplift quite a bit that has been going on between now and the end of the year, and we can expect, I feel, a fair bit of healing around a lot of different situations as well. So now for you, it seems to me that there's a lot of healing that needs to be taking place here at this time. There's also a lot of communication situations occurring. So we've got the 12th house. The 12th house is everything to do with your unconscious. So it's things that sit in your unconscious self. It's the behavior that goes on behind the facade, behind the scenes. It rules about 90% of your life. But it's also about your complexities, your behaviors, your motivations, things that you think about or that you dream about, but they remain in the unconscious. And so these things come up periodically. It's also about karma. It's about dreaming of other things. It's also about being connected to the spiritual world through meditation, retreat, seclusion. But it's also about healing. So this can be healing that you are receiving or that you are going through in some aspect to do with the 12th house, something that is in your unconscious, or it could be a physical healing or both. So it's emotional and mental and physical well-being. But it could also be that you are involved in the healing profession as well. So that may be coming up. So in this 12th house state, you can really tap into the divine. You can tap into other realms. You can download. You can channel. There's a lot of things that can happen with the 12th house. But it does also, as I said, come in with other things, other aspects. It can be, there can be reliance on certain substances or situations. So there can be dependencies that come up with the 12th house, addictions and things like that. It can also be about karmic things. So this can be karma, which you are dealing with, or it could be connections with karmic situations that are kind of working themselves out. And it can bring karmic people into your life. And this is people that you have contracts with, that you are working through or working with. And together you are sort of dealing with things. It can also be the resolving of karmic issues that you have been grappling with, or it could be your inheritance. All of these things come up. It's also to do with deep soul bonds and deep soul connections as well. It could also be connections or visits to institutions of all kinds. So this can be hospitals, it can be institutions of learning, so like universities and libraries and things like that, but it can also be prisons, and it can also be like government institutions, or anything like a legal institution as well. Anything that is an institution, it's what you learn while you are there. You may go with somebody else or you may go yourself. It depends on the situation. So now we've got here 4 of Winter. It says here, set aside your concerns for now. You can make a decision later. Solutions that come from meditation, the need for more sleep, or a vacation. So definitely healing, resting. She's in with the pine cones and the pine needles there. This may be appropriate for some of you, to do with current situations in the world. So there's some sort of resting, healing, and also coming to, sort of going into that meditative state to come up with, let things rise to the surface. And this could be resolutions and endings, and this could be healings. This could be aspects which you are working through and that you're waiting for guidance, or you're waiting for solutions to come up. Things can rise up from that meditative or sleep state. And so put aside things that you may be grappling with right now and just rest, relax, and let those things rise to the surface. So more sleep, or even taking a break of some sort away from where you have been, away, get a change of environment, which will help you at this time. But definitely rest and recuperation is paramount here. I feel that there is a lot of healing going on, but whatever it is, it's going to be quite efficient, I feel. This is Swords energy, so I feel that, it's going to be efficient, whatever is occurring, and whatever is unfolding here. And you just have to allow it to come in, because you've got Hathor receptivity. So it says here, allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and your ability to give to others. So this may be related to giving healing to others or receiving healing. So whether this is from an institution like a hospital, or healing from others, or you are in a group situation and you are receiving healing, to do with meditations and so on, whatever it may be open to receiving the healing. So let go of guilt or shame or any kind of blockage. The 12th house can be the house of self-undoing. So this can be self-sabotage related or self-undoing. It can also be about confusion or losing your way, or seeing things in a sort of in an illusionary way. So it could be that you are seeing somebody as an enemy when they actually are a friend. There's lots of ways that can come in. So it's about being grounded, and you need to do that through rest and recuperation and healing and sleep and recovery and things like that. Just taking a break, but be open to receiving. Now this can be guidance that you're coming in with on the 12th house. This can be through channeling or just receiving information. It's also about discernment about what you are receiving. It's going to help you, to guide you to move forward. So be careful what you take in, but be open to receiving healing. Let it come in, because it's going to help you. It could also be related to mothering or mothering energy, or children maybe featuring in this in some way. Anything related to children, because she has a very strong mother energy. So you may be receiving healing from a mother or a mother figure, or a mother energy, whatever it may be, but be open to receiving, as that is going to help you. It's going to open a lot of channels for you. Now, somewhere in the mix here, we've also got Black Moon Lilith mystery. So there is unknown in this 12th house. There is unknown occurring here. There is a mystery. There is something that is not clear at the moment. Something is kind of moving underneath. There's an undercurrent, or it could be something moving in the background, something you're not quite able to discern or see at this time. But it's very much about keeping your emotions under control, all right? Because this could be quite a trying time in some way, shape, or form. You may be grappling with various things happening, and you may just want to let loose and speak, and say something which could actually then come back to you like a backlash, So have your emotions under control. Rather retreat, withdraw, or just come into a space which is emotional self-mastery. Come back into that, because it could also be that you are feeling left out in some way. Perhaps you feel like things are passing you by while you have this resting period, but that's not the case. Okay, the 12th house is a very mysterious house. It's a kind of surrender. You have to let things move through and tap into a different realm, because that is where you're going to get your guidance and so on. So it's not a cop-out, and it's not a case of weakness or blocking things from coming to you. This is allowing things to move through, but you do need your space, and you will need to put a few boundaries in, okay? But Black Moon Lilith, it can also be these dark feelings, because this is a shadow energy, okay? So it's getting your shadow under control, but it could also be that shadow energy is directed at you in some way, shape, or form. Now, this may come in the form of envy, bitterness, revenge, or just dark thoughts, or somebody else. You may have, somebody else in your environment may be feeling overlooked, or something has passed over them in favor of you, something like that. And they could be directing this energy at you. So put your protection in place, and just remove yourself from the situation. It could also be, if that is not the case, it could also be that, things are swirling around at the moment, and you're just not quite sure what is occurring. You can't quite see clearly, but you may have to stand your ground on something very firmly. It can be a female rebellion, just really rebelling against something, but I feel it's also just to stand your ground, be very firm on something so that it doesn't overtake you in some way. So take that as it resonates there. We have got also the Fairy Tarot balance. Take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no need to rush. So again, this resting and healing, and just, this is about patience, okay? But it's also that, you're going to come up with something. You're going to come up with something, but you need to be in this resting and healing phase. And also you need to be exploring whatever is occurring around you, visiting these different types of institutions. You may be learning things there. There may be information which you are picking up there in a learning capacity, whatever, or information. So this is about, listening, looking, and following certain things, but just be patient with what you're going to say, and also just hold your counsel, I feel, until you are in a better space, or you are able, have more information. I feel that is important. But it's a major arcana, so this is important, and it's about seeing the bigger picture, seeing lots of different points of view and everything that is occurring, but just go over it quietly in your mind and in yourself, and you will come up with the correct view, or you will be able to discern what is important for you and what is not, what you can keep and what you need to let go of, to bring balance in. All right, all of us are being inundated at the moment with a lot of different things. A lot of different things are coming at us from different places, and it's about kind of working your way through that to find peace and balance, and to come up with what is going to work for you ultimately at the end of the day. That also came out, and then the bottom of the Fairy Tarot is Three of Winter. I feel this is connected to this Black Moon Lilith. Reach out to others for comfort and love. You will grow stronger from this situation. Sadness that will heal with time. So it looks like there may have been some kind of, almost like a betrayal, or some kind of situation that occurred, and it's created, you're going to need heart healing or healing in some way. Now this, as I said, could be physical, but it could also be emotional or mental healing. So it's almost like a stab, it could be that, or it could just be that you are seeing things in a way, and this is about applying forgiveness in certain circumstances. It could be relationship based as well, but it's saying that, whatever has occurred, you will come through it, and you will get over it, whether it's a loss or a betrayal or some other kind of situation that has occurred. And reach out to others for comfort and love, and don't be afraid to receive that, okay? Because there you've got Hathor here about receiving. Don't block yourself from receiving that. And things will heal. You will heal, and you will move on, and things will improve. But you just need more rest and time just to go through, do your meditations, a retreat or some sort of seclusion, possibly looking at your spiritual beliefs. I think going over things and working your way through various scenarios, or just turning to mysticism or whatever it is, to actually, to find your way. And with the resting and the healing, I feel that will happen. Now, the other aspects that coming in is we've also got Saturn return energy here. So you've got a lot of big energies, a lot of energies coming your way this time. So Saturn return is about, it could be like a disappointment. It could be seeing something in a very realistic light at the moment, and this is a reflection on the past. So you may be reaping what you have sown. It could also be related to finance. You've got Scorpio I transform here, so it could be tax related or investment related. So something may be coming back. Something may be coming back at you, and it just hasn't worked, or there's some issue around it, or it could indicate a loss of some sort. But with the Saturn return energy, what falls away now needs to fall away, because it wasn't really based, it either wasn't a very good foundation, or you've outgrown it and you now need to move on, to make room for more things. With the Saturn return energy, this is about change. Comes in with the number 5. So this is about taking responsibility for your own goals and your own dreams, which may have got caught up or sidelined in favor of others. Now, this can happen in families where your dreams get caught up with your partner, and you start raising a family, and what it is that you wanted to do, could have, should have, or would have done gets put on the back burner in favor of family life, or or helping others move forward and starting their life and so on. And then when they leave home, when your children leave home, or other aspects change in your life, now there's this massive vacuum, and then you start to look and see what has worked and what hasn't, what you've outgrown, what you can now let go of. In some cases, as I said, it can be disappointment, but in other cases it's just seeing realistically what needs to be released to make room for new things. It is also a sort of a coming into an authenticity, like an authentic energy. This is who I am. This is what I want. This is the direction I want to go in now. And this could be related to learning, to visiting an institution for learning. So perhaps starting a course of study, or something else that is, something else that you're going to kind of go into from now. And it could be starting a new business. It could be going in a new direction in your life. So whatever you could have, should have, or would have done in the past, may come back to you now, or you're just setting sail in a new direction. And that is the gift of Saturn return. It releases you from, it gives you the opportunity to release yourself. It's a release and a redirect energy, a course correction, if that is applicable to you. So any one of those, it may just be a release and a redirect for you, but for some it could be a course correct. So this is an adjustment, setting your sails in a new direction, because that is what your heart is telling you. So follow your heart, use the Saturn energy to formulate, to bring structure, to build a foundation. Whatever you build under Saturn return will last a long time. So make sure you're building the right things, okay? And release what is not working for you anymore. So it can be a little bit difficult, this. In some ways it can be a little bit depressing, because it's kind of a turning of the ages almost. This is maturity, this is wisdom. It doesn't matter what age you are, it's maturity and wisdom, hindsight. All of that comes in. And don't think that you are too young or too old not to take this up. Okay, you can do it, and you've just got to set your mind to it. There will be some work involved, because with Saturn there's always work involved, and it's a slow moving energy. So this will happen over time, but you need to be committed to it. This is where the commitment comes in. You need to be committed to this new course of action, or new things, or whatever it is that you're putting in place, because that commitment will stand you in good stead and help you build a solid foundation. So, it's a big energy, Saturn return. It happens, the big turns are normally around the age of 29, and then other times it's about 58 or so. But there are other mini Saturn aspects that occur during those periods, but those are the two main ones. And so, as I said, that it can be a complete change of circumstance, really going in a new direction. Some people start families, some people change countries, some people move, some people change their profession. There's lots of ways that can come in, but it is also about setting a new course for yourself, which is more aligned with where you are now. But it must be something that you're aligned with here in your heart. Okay, so we've also got third house. So third house is everything to do with communication. It's also your communication outward to others. Now, this can be on a wider stage, like online with social media and so on, or it could be with others around you, but it's communication in general, and this can be words and written things, and also body language. Anything to do with that. You could also be receiving news, or you may be giving news, or you may be waiting for news. There could also be gossip occurring. Sometimes that comes in with the third house, people talking about you as well. The third house also covers short journeys. So this can be trips around and about. Maybe you just need to take a break, get away from where you are, go somewhere else for a while, change of scenery. This may involve cars and a journey that requires a little bit of planning with a map and so on. So it's not your average run-of-the-mill trip. This is something a little bit out of your normal zone. You know, it requires a little bit of forethought. The third house can also be about research, and this may come in with this institution as well, or this institution energy, or healing energy, or channeling, or spiritual aspects, whatever it may be. It could also be to do with like discussions with others. So this is the exchanging of ideas, and looking and listening, and also everything to do with reading and writing. So, you know, it could also be speaking out to others at this time. It can also be about your neighbors as well. They may be coming in. And certain members of your family, general relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, and so on. Then we've got at the bottom Scorpio, I transform energy, and at the top we've got Athena, inner wisdom. Okay, so Athena is saying, you know what to do. So tap in. This is why you need to do this meditation and this resting and tapping into those higher realms. There's the owl for wisdom. There's a full moon there, but it is in Gemini, which is the house of the sign of communication. So I feel something is coming in there. You've also got the angel wings. So this is listening to your higher self and to your spirit team, whatever guides you. There's communication there. She's got a blue orb around her neck, and there's Pegasus as well. So, but this is tapping in, listening to your inner wisdom. You know what to do. All right. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Don't be open to receiving this advice and this guidance, or be open to receiving your own inner wisdom. Okay, let it come up, and then take action without delay. Don't procrastinate. Don't put off what you know must be done. Okay, there's something that needs to be sorted out here. Now, with the Scorpio transform energy, it's kind of like the Black Moon Lilith. There may be things swirling around you, very intense energy. Things can come up with Scorpio. Things can come up from the deep. So this can be secrets. It can be things that need to be expressed. It can also be scandals sometimes come out with this, or situations which are intriguing, you know, intrigue. You don't want to get caught up in that, so try and lift yourself out of that, and that's maybe why you need to just get away for a while. But the transformational energy is to do with sex, death, and rebirth. Those are normally the aspects, or birth, of Scorpio. Now, the death can be a literal death, but it can also be a sort of like an ego death, or the transformation from ending one cycle and going into another cycle. This can happen in a lot of different ways. It may be that what you have been doing, or what you have been thinking or speaking about before, is going through a transition, and you're now going to reposition yourself in some other way. But it can also be a regeneration or a renewal of something. So it could be something that you wanted to do before, or something that you used to do, and now you need to revitalize it in some way. It could also be to do with the sexual side of it as well, but because it's coming into the third house, it could be with your nearest and dearest, your person. So there could be some sort of revitalization or some sort of transition that is occurring, but I feel this is more communication based. This is more to do with what you're saying, or what's being spread out, or what you're taking in from others, media, and so on. And this is about going through different cycles, moving through a different cycle, ending one thing and beginning another. Endings and beginnings come in with Scorpio as well, but it could be very deep. There could be a lot of very deep things surfacing at this time. It could also be a need that is rising up, or something you desperately really want to say, It can also be to do with finance. So financial things may be coming up as well, something rising up from the depths again. It could also be, again, taxes or monetary related, something to do with that. maybe coming up to be dealt with, or you may just need to rearrange your portfolio to give you better results, okay? But it's communication based, so this could be contract and document related as well, either signing a contract or reviewing documentation, something to do with that. Okay, we have got also the ninth house. The ninth house is opposite the third. The ninth house is a broader spectrum of communication. So this can be meeting the world in some way. So this can be foreign, you know, connecting with foreign people or foreign cultures, or foreign countries, you know, or something different from where you are. It can also be seeking of knowledge. So this again could come back to education, but it could also be seeking knowledge through intuition and spiritual things like a quest or a pilgrimage, or something to do with that. It can also be wrapped up with faith and belief, philosophy, religion, belief systems, anything to do with that, or writing about that, or learning about that. The law and legal matters, the higher courts come in with the ninth house as well. So either learning about that or understanding it or moving through it in some way, a legal situation. It's also connected to foreign travel, but also long distance travel. So depending on where you are. So you may be wanting to do that at this time, or you may be thinking about that. It could also be connected to that in some way, but it's an adventure or an exploration, whether it's physical or within your mind. Okay, so higher education, university level and adult education also come in. Publishing comes in, journalism, anything like that. Connecting with the world in some way. It could be promotional work, teaching, something like that. So we've got here North Node, life's purpose. So something to do with your life purpose is coming into this house. Something is going to be coming in for you. A big door has closed to the past, and now you have a new door that is opening for you in the future. So it could be a transitionary period, endings and beginnings. There's some sort of transitionary period that you are going through in order to birth this. So this door is going to swing open for you. And as I said, with the Saturn return, you need to go for it, because this is timely now. It's something that you've outgrown, or something that you need to move on from. Or close the door on, because this is about the future. This is about what you should be doing and what is important for your life purpose, okay? And this could be coming in any way into the ninth house. Whether it's a trip and you're going to learn something on that, or whether it's to do with the law or learning, or just communicating with others in some way, publishing, whatever it may be. There's something here that is waiting to come in. And now this door could very well be swinging open right now, but whatever it is, you will notice when it opens, because something is going to leave you, something is going to end, and this could be a real turning point or an epiphany, something where you're going to really have to turn your ship to go in a new direction now, and that can cause a bit of turbulence, all right? So it could be very abrupt. It could be really abrupt. Something ends and something begins. You've got endings and beginnings here. It's communication related. So it could also be to do with being in the right place at the right time. You may just get an opportunity because you just happen to be in the right place at the right time, and maybe travel is related to that, or learning. You're going to see this big door swing open, and then you must just move forward onto it. Karmic people. Now this can be soulmates. May come into your life, soulmates, soul tribe, people that are going to come in to either work with you or assist you in some way. They will gather around you and you will draw them in, whether they're there for a while or a long term, however it is, it's appropriate. You've got your contract all lined up already, but they're going to start gathering. You're going to start drawing towards you the ones that are connected to you on a soul tribe level. It could also be a person. It may be a person as well, a specific person, but there's something to do with life purpose here, which is related to healing. So it's saying, Ishal medicine woman, you are a channel for divine healing power. So I feel this is going to be awakened with this 12th house. There's something that you're going to be channeling. All you have to do is hold up your divining rod and let this information come down. So be open to receiving, all right? Don't feel guilty or shame or anything related to that. Just let this energy come down. You are a divining rod for healing. So whether it's through words, through things that you say, or things that you communicate with others, or whether it's to do with actual healing, writing about it, or it could be going on a pilgrimage, or some kind of, sort of journey that you may be going on, whether it's internal or external. But you're going to learn, and you're going to be able to move this information through you and out into the world. Just for your own personal health and well-being as well, Sarasvati, the arts, express yourself through creative activities. So this could very well be to do with something that you do already, and that's going to help you. So whether it's art or music, or drawing or painting or sculpting or whatever it may be, but it could also be something that gets stirred up and something that you now going to go towards, or it could be something that you used to do and now you want to move towards it because it's the right time to be doing that with the Saturn return. But it's artistic, creative, musical, any of those things is going to bring you into the present moment, and that's where you need to be. You need to be in this very serene space. There's another full moon there, very serene space, connected to the ground, but to the heavens as well, and be in the present moment, and that is where you're going to find your answers. Hope you enjoyed that. Otherwise, take care, and I will see you next time. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe.